The street is on fire right now. Social media is on fire right now. Everywhere is upside down. Still on Very Dark Black Man, Mr. Ose, who had released an audio that he got from a guy from the US called Radio Guard. And this audio is that of cross-dresser, secret LGBTQ, trans, whatever, Bobrisky. Yes, his name is Idris Okuneye. Well, as it is right now, Very Dark Black Man is being petitioned and also going to be dragged to the court. We are talking about 1 billion and 20 naira. Yeah, two people, two individuals, one law firm, Femi Falana and son, Faz. That's his name. That's his stage name. His name is Falana, and of course, Bobrisky. Both of them are dragging him to the court. But right now, let us hear what the street is saying, because it is about to go down low. Yes, it's about to go down low. It's going to be tough on certain people. Very Dark Man, they said you should rise on. There is nothing ever that is going to stop you in any way. Not even prison, nothing. The street is behind you. Ladies and gentlemen, let us get to hear what the street is saying. Let us get to hear about what is about to go down low. What is about to happen in the next couple of hours. It could be 72 hours. It could be less. It could be 48. It could even be 24 hours. The street is not smiling. Don't forget to like and share. Do not forget to tap on the subscribe button. Let us quickly get right into this one, and we will be talking more.
Faust the bad guy. Normally, we love you, Woto. But you see this banter, where you want banter with VDM, so it no go easy for Ezekiel. Now legit, say you get money and you still get connection join. But see, make I cap you. E get as this Montana go take tie vandana. The connection and the money go disembark. They no go fit cap. They no go fit echo. You damn. So I beg, Faust the bad guy, for the love wey we get for you, disembark from that your doings wey you dey try practice, because e no go funny. Na money you get, na still connection you get, no be fans. VDM got fans. VDM got squad. Not just fans. VDM got rattle. If you know the meaning of rattle, boy, you no go want trespass normally. VDM get rattle gang. And rattle gang choke richo for any color where you enter for this armor. So I beg, na beg I dey beg. I know they pressure you. I know they threaten you. Based on the love wey me Lion get for you, Faust the bad guy, I pray make you Facebook this video with your iPhone. Comot body from VDM Montana, because you go tie vandana, no be choice. As it stands now, they no suppose they fight VDM again for this country. See, we the rattle gang na full nation we be. We be like bandits. We be like Boko Haram. We be like unknown gunmen. We boy for everywhere. We demande for everywhere, and we dey buy paracetamol. We can't still dey buy paraforce. We can't still dey rough slave for our Facebook. We can't dey vex. So I beg, Faust the bad guy, buy trophy, sip am, make it for buy slippers, chillers. May you disembark your sorrow. Make you dey alright. You damn. I beg. I dey beg you, Faust. Based on say we dread you for the street, and we see you as Mandela when you face shoe and your shoe shine. Now why me can't they cap you? Make your money and connection no go fuck you up, because they know they challenge rattle. Now they rim my dream tires and they cap you. Peace and love to you, Faust the bad guy. Now me, Lion.
Different calls from US, from Italy, from Germany, within Nigeria. In fact, I can't count. In fact, over 100 calls today. But I was particular about two calls. One call fact, it's my friend. If you see this video, no vex, but I have to say it because it goes to show how sometimes we too are contributory to the problem of this country. That he's not angry with me because Falana is his uncle, blah 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 blah, and I'm like, this is not about who is your uncle. It's not about Falana. It's not about Bobrisky. It's not about VDM. It's about a system. It's about a country in total peril. It's about a desire to see a country work. So, if we begin to put these sentiments in front, we can never get it right. Because if it's this one, I will say it's my brother. If it's that one, you will say it's your brother. That way, nobody is going to pay for anything. And we'll move in this vicious cycle that has continuously perpetuated the corruption in this country. So do not be offended that I made a case against Falana. I don't know him. Probably don't want to know him. Then, the other call I received was a guy trying to tell me that VDM will lose the case should the case go to court. Now, there's what we call cognitive dissonance. This is a situation where when our mind continuously becomes accustomed to a particular event, our brain begins to normalize it. And therefore we see it as normal. Now, because our judiciary is corrupt, we tend to be disillusioned about having favorable outcomes irrespective of whether we follow due processes or not. That is wrong. However, I was able to call my lawyer friend and said, what constitutes a defamation of character? What is it that constitutes a defamation of character? Now, for starters, for there to be a defamation of character, the purported statement must be untrue. That means the purported statement, that is the first criteria for there to be a defamation of character. The statement purported must be untrue. For there to be a defamation of character, the purported statement must be untrue. That is the first criterion. The second criterion will be that the said statement that is untrue must have a negative effect on the person claiming defamation. Now, when I called my lawyer friend, he said that actually, truthfully, the onus of proof, because I asked him, I said, in the case of VDM and Falana, somebody made a recording and somebody presented that recording in which the voice of the person who made the allegation is recorded. Who is defaming who? He actually said it is the person that made the record available legally. Okay. But should the person be able to prove that the statement contained in that recording is true, that means for purpose of justification, it is no longer defamation. So the long and short of my conversation with my lawyer friend is that there will be no case of defamation of character if the actions contained in that recording is true. If it's established that, I'm not saying that the allegations contained in that statement is true. If it is established that the recording is real and that voice belongs to Bobrisky, the voice belongs to Bobrisky, the onus of proof now shifts from Verydarkman to Bobrisky. If you are a legal practitioner and you are following me, please, you can discredit my argument here or not and say. So, yesterday on Channels Television, Falana was reverberating, fuming that because he is chairing or is heading a group of legal luminaries that have international status, he wouldn't want to condescend by going into legal litigation. All they want is an apology that meets his standard. An apology from VDM that meets his standard. Let me tell you what an apology does. Once you apologize for something, it's technically an admission of guilt. Now, Is an apology good? Fine. But since in this instance, it's going to take a legal tone, we are discussing, obviously with the way the whole thing have turned out, it's going to have, we are swimming in a legal pool. There's a legal smoke everywhere. So it would be dangerous for anybody to be tendering apologies. Now, it's just like Fals coming to say he's sorry for all the confusion that the case has brought to him and his family. You see. Now, let me also go back to something I said yesterday in the video. I told Verydarkman that the can of worms that he has popped open is a complex dynamic of a type of immorality that has defined our cultural society today. And perhaps it goes beyond the mere perspective of just pointing out names that are involved in this morality. It goes beyond that. So, what we see are different facets in the country that are indicators of how rotten the country has become for many years. That is our judiciary, our police, our army, our executive, our judiciary, our everywhere, including you and me. We are all contributory to the wrath in this so-called fabric that defines us as Nigerians. So this case is not about entertaining ourselves because there is gossip to be heard. It's a moment that defines us if we can truly call ourselves Nigerians, if we can truly call ourselves a nation, if we can truly define ourselves as contemporary people as seen elsewhere in more responsible climb in developed worlds. So some of us have not spent time to develop the rationality that our minds should ordinarily collect. We have lacked the inability to rationalize. The place of rationalization has been occupied by our biases that has been cooked up by our religious proclivities and tribal proclivities. Hence, we lack the ability to accommodate fairness, equities, and justice. Do I believe Nigeria can work? No. Do I believe we can work with the right leadership? Yes. Our problem is simply a problem of leadership. And when the head is corrupt, everything that comes underneath will definitely be corrupt. yeah, man. Some of us don't understand grammar. Sure, you get me? Anyway, jokes apart. Mr. Falana is on a threshold of ridiculing himself. VDM has nothing to lose. If they lock VDM, it will be big news. After all, he go wear a short knicker with with that trouser. We have something where they tie rope, where they shokoto hair, shokoto. Go wear shokoto, can't take picture. It will be more content for his page. But they put Falana for prison. It will be big news. It will be big news, Abi. So I spoke and I said yesterday that it would have been best for Falana to remain silent. It would have died off naturally. Making that interview on channels. Imagine if Shehu invites VDM to channels television. Imagine if VDM goes to that same channels television as a reporter. Right now, VDM, I know he's holding back because of whatever little respect he has left. I saw the video he made today regarding the Falana's response on channels TV. So, when he throws away that respect, I trust you, believe me, God, Falana has a lot to lose. The Falanas are walking on thin ice. They are walking on thin ice. And I implore them to be careful, to be circumspect. Otherwise, the wrath, the worms in this can, they've laid egg. In fact, the yet of it all is not, we've not seen the rest of it all. Now, the other part that I want to say, it's okay to love your son. I love my son. I have 2 sons. God knows I love them. You touch any of them, I will show you what the love of a father is. I want them to grow up and become gentlemen. I want them to grow up and be neat. They speak in environment. They speak so maturely. They have wives. They get erection in front of women, you know. And those things that you see and you say, yes, this is my son in whom I'm well pleased. But I cannot be pleased in a son that involves himself in immorality. I cannot be proud in a son that is illiterate. I cannot be proud in a son that has that involves himself in questionable character. Judging from that interview alone, yeah, if I'm VDM, all I need to do is just replay everything on the channel's interview. Number one, Falana, in your own submission, admitted there was indeed a communication between Bobrisky and Fals. So there was a communication. And the communication was a motion to seek for assistance of 3 million naira. You said it, the whole world heard it. We saw it, we listened to it. You understand? So if I have a friend, there must be, not necessarily a sexual relationship. That's not what I'm saying. But there must be a deep relationship for me to call somebody to ask for 3 million naira as help. As I do like this now, whoever I can call and say, give me 30K, borrow me 30K, must be a very close friend. Even 10K self, 10,000, it must be a very close friend. So there must be a strong relationship. If I can have someone I can call to give me 100,000, that person must be influential, and that person must have a relationship with me to the point that he can give me 100,000. If I can have someone that can call me, that can give me 3 million naira, there must be a relationship. Now, what type of relationship, I don't know. Now, for you to say, Bobrisky, don't call me again, and they should call the correctional service. Who is Bobrisky to the point that he should have access to the controller general of prisons to make calls to you? This is Bobrisky, for crying out loud, we are talking. He has no degree. He's somebody who just decided he has degree. Okay, then my wife correct me, he has a degree. Okay, he's somebody who we know was a riffraff who chose to change from, he first said he's a cross-dresser, but I saw an interview who said when he was a man and he wouldn't dream of becoming a man again. So he's a woman. Which is it? In one instance, you are a woman. In another instance, you are a man. In another instance, and see, there's a whole lot that is going on here. There's a whole lot that is going on here. And I advise Falana to be circumspect. To be circumspect means to be careful. Because the more you push it, yes, they may lock VDM. Yes, you might use the power of the law to twist it and give it a different narrative to the extent that VDM will lock. But in the court of social media, in the court of the popular masses, your name has been destroyed. You have lost it. Even as it is, after that interview on channels, you have lost quite a lot of respect already. Already, you have lost quite a lot of respect, because from the calls I got yesterday, a lot of people were fuming and getting angry. So it is best you let, in fact, this will not be dog where they sleep safe. You let this dog lie. If the dog can go back to sleep again, it only time can cajole this dog to sleep. But for now, you have stirred the hornet's nest, and the only person that will undo you now is not VDM, it's yourself. It's okay to defend a child, but not to the extent that you defend the child. When we respond, you defend the child to the point of him thinking you are supporting his corruption.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. You're still going to hear more. And it's a serious issue. It's a serious issue on ground right now. Different opinion, diverse thoughts here and there. I am very aware of the strength of social media because I am part of the movement and what it can do. Nobody wants Verydarkman to be jailed, but he's saying last, it cannot be more than 6 months, half a year, or maybe 1 year. If he is going to be jailed, he will come back, he will not still stop talking. Now, saying all of this is more or less showing to whoever out there that is rejoicing that he might be dragged to the court, and probably he must have weighed it, considered all, and concluded, okay, if I am sentenced for defamation, then so be it. But I've said what I need to say. You heard from the gentleman that just spoke just now. He has highlighted a lot, and majority want Femi Falana, who is known to be an activist before a lawyer, before he became a lawyer, before he became senior advocate of Nigeria. They are hoping that Femi Falana will focus more on the corruption, the expose that Verydarkman has put out there, that he should focus more on those that are taking advantage of the institution called the correctional center. Those that are taking advantage of the judiciary that should have monitored or made sure that persons that they have sentenced is really serving time. Is there like a committee that will monitor to ensure, to enforce this? These are some of the prison reforms that a lot of people have been talking about. But, prisons are meant for the poor and for those who are opposite to the ruling party. Prisons are meant for the poor. If you have cash, if you are connected, if you know who you know, you will not end up in prison. That's the truth of it. You will not end up in prison. You might be given a special section of the prison according to the United Nations Charter, which is okay for certain persons that, in code, they call them endangered. So they are the endangered species in our society. So they said Bobrisky falls into such because of his body let us say modification. Trying to look and appear like a woman that he is biologically not. So they said it will be difficult for them to place Bobrisky in that particular section called the male section, men's section of the prison, because there are certain violent or those that can be tempted to see if truly there is something in Bobrisky's body that might be like that of a woman. So they said they had to keep him where he would not be physically assaulted. They said he gave him a VIP section. Now, according to Femi Falana's son, Faz, he said Bobrisky had spoken to him, begged for 3 million, and he has been calling several persons. Now, talk about phone call. Was he supposed to have access to phone after he was sentenced? Yes, to a certain extent. We've seen movies abroad where you are allowed to make calls, to call your family, speak to your loved ones, maybe once in a while. It is accepted, it is allowed. So, Verydarkman spoke about that. He said, when I was in prison, my phone was confiscated. I could not make calls. I don't want to dwell on that part because there is more. It's debatable. Now, we all are saying that Femi Falana should step slow on this and allow Verydarkman to brief. But the man says or said that his name, Falana, and reputation as a senior advocate of Nigeria is at stake. That Verydarkman had insinuated, had concluded, and he called this defamation. That you don't have the right to include me and say, yes, you are disappointed if this, it's all a mixed up. But to a certain extent, there are certain words that Verydarkman was not aware of that could cause him this problem. He said certain things in a certain way that can be criminal. Meaning, if such person says, show proof, you say, oh, the audio is the proof. If you heard a call where someone said, I slapped the president, you will now come out and say, yes, this man slapped the president. Oh my God. So you guys open the door, so they slapped the president. It's a complex thing. But the thing is, looking at the bigger picture, which I believe that is what a lot of people are, who are knowledgeable, are saying, let us look at the bigger picture. Not because they are not aware of the defamation part. Defamation is defamation until you prove the allegation or your utterances. That's how it works. It's defamation. Someone can say this is defamation of character. You have to prove. And you cannot prove in court with an audio of Bobrisky that Bobrisky said it and this is now gospel. It's not possible. It is not possible. Was there a phone call between Faz the bad guy, that's the son of Femi Falana? Yes, there was a phone call. What was the context or content of that phone call? He said his own part. Bobrisky has said his own part. The problem here is the Femi Falana helped Bobrisky to get presidential pardon. Was there a presidential pardon? Was there a signed document or paper presented at the correctional center that gave Bobrisky the opportunity to step out of prison earlier? Although Bobrisky said he had been allowed to leave, he got presidential pardon, blah, 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 which allowed him to stay in prison, out of prison, sorry. And all of these things is not adding up. So some persons are saying Bobrisky was simply trying to cloud chase and was trying to kind of maybe get some money off the dude in the US who has issued a disclaimer, even though what we saw shows that he was having some kind of conversation with Bobrisky that points to him being an oboe or someone who is interested in a trance. Now, he said that those things are AI, but the audio of Bobrisky is not AI. He said it is Bobrisky's voice. It's a complex thing, a very complex thing. So the bigger picture is what Femi Falana is being asked to look at, not because Mr. Verydarkman did not say certain things that he cannot prove apart from the audio. Well, he said he has a second part, but I know that the second part cannot be more incriminating because he himself does not have the bank statement that shows the transfer of money from Bobrisky to Femi Falana's account or to the bad guy's account to prove that there was a transaction and that transaction should be explained. So it's going to be a complex thing, but we are asking Femi Falana to look at the bigger picture in this. Look at the bigger picture. We are talking about corruption. We are talking about the crime that you have always been against. What are your thoughts about this? Drop your comment, like, and share. See you in the next update.